10 US states. With the toughest immigration policies in 2026, imagine arriving in a new place full of hope, ambition, and the dream of building a better future. But instead of opportunity, you face strict rules, constant checks, and policies that make even simple things feel complicated. In 2026, the conversation around immigration in the United States has become more intense than ever. While immigration laws are set at the federal level, individual states have taken very different approaches when it comes to enforcement, benefits, and overall treatment of immigrants. Some states are known for being welcoming and supportive, while others have introduced policies that make life significantly more challenging. So the question is, which states are the toughest for immigrants in 2026? And what are the real reasons behind these policies? In today's video, we're going to explore 10 US states with the toughest immigration policies, breaking down not just what is happening, but why it's happening. Make sure you stay until the end, because the final insight will help you understand how immigration in America is changing and what it could mean for the future. Understanding immigration in the US. Before we jump into the list, it's important to understand something very clearly. In the United States, immigration laws are controlled by the federal government. This means no individual state can completely ban immigrants. However, states do have the power to influence immigration through law enforcement cooperation, access to public services, workplace regulations, local policies, and enforcement strategies. And this is where the differences begin to appear. Texas. Texas has consistently been at the center of immigration debates due to its long border with Mexico. In recent years, the state has implemented stronger border enforcement measures, increased patrols, and introduced policies aimed at controlling migration flow. These measures are often justified as necessary for security, but they also create a more challenging environment for immigrants navigating daily life. Florida has introduced policies that impact employment, identification, and access to certain services. Employers are required to follow stricter verification systems, and undocumented immigrants may face limitations in job opportunities. This creates an environment where compliance is heavily monitored. Arizona has long been known for its strict immigration stance. Policies in the state have historically allowed law enforcement to check immigration status under certain conditions, leading to ongoing debates about civil rights and enforcement practices. Alabama has implemented laws that affect housing, education, and employment for undocumented immigrants. These policies aim to discourage unauthorized residency, but also impact daily living conditions. Georgia has strengthened workplace verification systems and increased enforcement in certain sectors. This has created challenges for immigrants seeking stable employment. South Carolina enforces strict identification and employment regulations, making compliance a key requirement for immigrants. Tennessee has focused on restricting access to certain public benefits and increasing cooperation with federal authorities. Mississippi has introduced stricter workplace and identification rules, making it more difficult for undocumented immigrants to integrate. Iowa has increased enforcement efforts and focused on compliance in employment sectors. Oklahoma has implemented policies that emphasize enforcement and discourage unauthorized immigration through legal and administrative measures. Final insight. Here's the truth that many people overlook. Immigration in the United States is not a one-size-fits-all situation. Every state has its own rules, priorities, and ways of enforcing the law. What might feel welcoming and smooth in one state can be stressful, restrictive, or even overwhelming in another. This means that for immigrants and anyone planning to move, study, or work in the US, location is just as important as preparation. Understanding state-level policies can help you avoid unexpected challenges and ensure that your journey toward building a new life is as smooth as possible. And it's not just about bureaucracy. These policies can affect your job opportunities, housing choices, access to education and healthcare, daily interactions with authorities. Knowing which states are tougher allows you to make smarter, safer, and more strategic decisions. For families, students, or professionals, this insight is invaluable. It could save months of stress, wasted applications, or missed opportunities. Before call to action, another important point to consider is how fast things can change. Immigration policies are not permanent. They can shift with new government leadership, economic demands, or national debates about border security and labour. A state that is strict today could relax rules tomorrow if there's a political change or if economic needs shift. On the other hand, a state that seems easy now could tighten policies suddenly in response to federal guidance, local politics, or security concerns. This is why staying informed is critical. Regularly checking official government updates, consulting immigration experts, and being aware of both federal and state-level regulations is key to navigating US immigration safely. Remember, knowledge is your most powerful tool. The more you know, the better you can plan your future, protect your family, and take full advantage of the opportunities that do exist in America. Call to action. If this video has given you valuable insights, here's what you should do next. Like this video. It helps support our channel and reach more people who need this information. Subscribe. We bring updates on US immigration, travel rules, and policies that directly affect you in 2026 and beyond. Comment below. Tell us which state surprised you the most, or share your personal experiences navigating immigration rules. Your feedback helps us create more accurate, helpful, and practical content that can actually make a difference in people's lives. In today's world, understanding immigration isn't just about paperwork, it's about strategy, preparation, and awareness. Every state has a story, and every policy reflects a combination of politics, economy, and local priorities. If you want to thrive rather than just survive, you must stay informed, stay prepared, and stay proactive. So remember, the right information today can save months of frustration tomorrow, help you make smarter decisions, and empower you to navigate life in the United States with confidence, clarity, and control. Because in a country as diverse and complex as the US, knowing where you go is just as important as knowing how you get there.